If you're looking for a job and where you are, you're tired of it, switch. Maybe this unpopular career path may just be one that will end up making you a person of what in future. Now, I'm going to be talking about unpopular career paths in today's Nigeria marketplace. They are very unpopular. People don't know say graduates. People don't know say graduates said they do those kind of work. But I want to open your eyes to it today, in case you don't know. Let me tell you what we normally do as recruiters. We poach these people because they are limited in the market, in the Nigerian market space. They are so limited. And guess what? Expatriates are taking up your jobs, because when these companies, this hospitality industry, don't find these people to hire, guess what they do? They bring them from abroad. They bring them from India. They bring them from Philippines. They bring them from Lebanese to take your job. Kara Talk with Moyo. I am Moyo Salah Olalekon, and don't forget to like, share, comment, drop your questions. Please drop your questions, drop your comments. I want to hear from you, please. All right, so I already do like scripting. I like to talk real, like it's a conversation, it's a chat. That's what I like to do for every of my. That's why it's real Kara Talk. Anything you want to ask me, ask. No vex. No, don't be shy. Just ask. Just drop your comments. Ask your questions. I want to hear from you. So like in my previous video, I talked about fresh graduates getting jobs and all that. So now today, the topic for today is unpopular career paths in today's Nigerian marketplace. So that's what we're talking about today. Unpopular career paths in today's marketplace in Nigeria. All right, so what do I mean? So now like I said, fresh graduates, they find work, they don't see work, right? People they graduate from NYC every year, they see work. 53% of graduates in Nigeria are unemployed. You can imagine. That number should scare you. Every year, people they do jam. Every year, people they enter school. Every year, people they graduate from private university, from public university, from polytechnic. All of them go enter the same market, the same Nigerian market, to go find work. The work, God will let everybody see the work in Jesus' name. I'm not going to talk on that. Amen. So that shows that why we need to change our career paths sometimes, that so that we go quick see work. If I read botany, if I don't see work for botany, make I go find another career path where go find me. The most important thing is the food on my table. That's the cocoa. The Bible says, whatsoever your hand findeth to do, do it with all your might. So if you're not ready to do anything where you see, God will bless her, and that be the thing. Do whatever you see. So now I'm going to talk about unpopular career paths in today's Nigeria marketplace. They are very unpopular. People don't know say graduates. People don't know say graduates said they do those kind of work. But I want to open your eyes to it today, in case you don't know. Now the first one, I wrote it down so I don't go forget. I remember last year, I worked with a retail supermarket store in Ikoyi. They just opened their store, and we worked with them to recruit from fresh graduates to experienced hires for their organization. So now there were some roles that were very, very new to me. Accounting, that one are normal. They see that one, they employ that one every time. HR, they employ that one every time. When I start hearing, for retail superstores, you start hearing some kind of things like I've not heard kind of career path before, but really they actually exist in Nigeria. And I can tell you that many graduates is that they are shy to go into those particular career paths, or they are not even aware of it the way I wasn't so aware of it, right? So now I want to open your eyes to it. Now the first one I will talk about is chefs. Things are changing. We have fresh graduates. We have graduates from all these polytechnics. In fact, sometimes, do you know that all these polytechnic people get more jobs than you that you're a university graduate? If you think I'm joking, just go and check. Go and do your statistics and check. Most polytechnic students are getting more jobs than you that you went to all these, even private universities. They get work past you sometimes. If you don't shine your eye, you no go see work. So now, one of the roles is chef. I realized that this retail organization, this retail company that they were opening, so they were looking for chef. Now there are different type of chef. There's chef for, there's chef for they do chef for pastries. There's chef for normal, maybe American dish, English dish, continental dish, and all of that. They are chef for all those kind of things. So you can go and learn that kind of skill if you're a graduate or before you even graduate, so that when you graduate, you know, go they find work, you will know your line, that you want to work in the hospitality industry. Hospitality industry, yes, we know during COVID-19 it actually came cracking down. Well, of course, things are much better than the COVID times now. Things have picked up, so you can build your career as a chef, either pastry chef or continental chef. Those are two, and guess what? They are well paid. In fact, these are some of them are not even full graduates. Some of them just have maybe ND or just did a course in a continental school where they learned all those things, and they are paid 250K monthly. Why you be fresh graduate, you dey find work where you go sit down for office, they collect 300,000, no they see them. Please go and change your career path. It's time to change your career path. Now money they find, you want to put food on your table, right? This is how to do it. I'm teaching you. Number one, chef, pastry chef, continental chef. Learn English dish, American dish, Chinese dishes, Indian dishes, Italian dishes. Let me tell you, if you know how to do these things, if you walk up to Federal Palace Hotel, if you walk up to Eco Hotel and Suite, if you walk up to all the top hotels and restaurants in Lagos, they will hire you without blinking an eye. I can tell you that. I said it again, they will hire you without blinking an eye. Let me tell you what we normally do as recruiters. We poach these people because they are limited in the market, in the Nigerian market space. They are so limited. And guess what? Expatriates are taking up your jobs, because when these companies, this hospitality industry don't find these people to hire, guess what they do? They bring them from abroad. They bring them from India. They bring them from Philippines. They bring them from Lebanese to take your job. In the same that when you work not in Nigeria, then they bring expatriates, come they take your job. You sit down and they look. It's time to change your career path. Now that second thing, career path you can pursue as a graduate or not graduate. Butchering. Let me open your eye to it. Butchering. What is butchering? Butchering is butchering meat. People, they cut meat into different sizes. Cut meat, cut chicken, cut goat, butchering is a profession. If you don't know, butchering is a profession. You know, so when you enter ShopRite or you enter Harris, all this kind, when you enter all these supermarkets to buy your products, when you want to shop, or even if you are just resizing, you dey go that meat section, you dey see how they cut the meat, they package them, if they find a bit, they like them. That na butchering work. So you can learn it as a graduate or non-graduate. Non-graduates where I hire, they pay them like 60, 70, 80, 100. The one where be their oga, they collect like 250, 300K. Why you sit down, they find work? You sit down, they find work. People, they collect work from your hand, you don't know. The third thing I want to mention is baking. Yes, baking. Now, baking is in many forms. Bakers, I'm not a baker, but bakers know baking is in many forms. They have a lot of like diversification when it comes to baking. So you can, launch out into that angle. Also, baking, some people can be baking, some people do baking, as a profession. And I remember last year we were hiring bakers who are non-graduates. They no go school. They never go polytechnic. Maybe they just went to one small 6 months. They just did 1 6 months course somewhere. They're not graduate, or they just have the years of experience. They're hiring them for 250K, 200K, 150. These are not graduates. And I'm like, okay. Graduates, they find work. All these people, they collect work. They not go school, but money did their pockets. Money did their pocket. Another line of work, so you can think about it. I mentioned chef, I mentioned butchering, I mentioned baking. Please look into these professions, either as a undergraduate, you don't learn now, or as a fresh graduate. Please look into this and learn those skills. If you go to some of those places on the island, Intercontinental Hotel, call all the hotels, all the top 5-star hotel where they like this Lagos. Even if you don't get 5-star, all the hotels share where we get for island, where we get for mainland, Ikeja, those Marriott, all of them, they go hire you. If you walk up to them that you are good in this, they will take you. I'm telling you, they will hire you without blinking an eye. They will hire you, because they are looking for people like you that can actually do the job. Instead of them, it's more, see, it's cost effective if Nigerians can do the jobs. They wouldn't have to bring expatriates to the country to do the job that your own fellow brother can do. They won't do it. Don't bother. So this is just a simple truth. If you want to move to another career path, this is the best thing to do. Now, another thing is seamstress. People where they sew clothes. Maybe so you can go and learn to become a fashion designer, or learn to run a machine, sewing machine. Learn to run a sewing machine very well. I have top brands. Top brands who come to me. I don't mention my client's name outside. Who come to me, and we chat, we talk, and they look for good tailors, good seamstress that can run stitches. That's what they're looking for. Someone to run stitches. Can the person sew very well? Can they run stitches? They are not the one designing the clothes. They are only just to run the stitches on the clothes. So as a fresh graduate, you can take out 6 months or 3 months to go and learn how to sew clothes. You can learn. Don't tell me you cannot learn. You can learn. If you decide to do it, you will do it. What you need is food on your table. Don't forget. We are creating solution. We are on this table to create solution for you that is unemployed today. That's what we are doing right now. Another thing again is, so I mentioned tailoring. Okay, I mentioned tailoring. Now, another thing again is that surprised me again is another career path. They call them floor supervisors. What do floor supervisors do? For example, you walk into, say, ShopRite, for example. You walk into ShopRite, you walk into Pick and Pay, you walk into Grandex, you walk into Harley's, you walk into several, shops, right? Pay as you go. Walk into whatever supermarkets or supermarket store that you walk into, and you see, that department, that part in maybe in ShopRite where they have where they sell maybe the ice cream, they sell meat, they sell fish, they put like vegetables there, they put fruits there, right? That place is called fresh. That place is called what? Fresh. Now they are looking for graduates who has experience, maybe like food and technology graduates. Many of them, they did HND or ND. That's the people that we used to hire. That's the thing that sometimes HND they get work past VSC. I know they condemn anything. Just they analyze the thing. So now, and I don't want this video to be too long, sincerely. So now, that is it for that one. They're looking for graduates who can actually man that department as floor supervisors to handle that particular department. Now they divide into two. They call one fresh. Fresh is all these vegetables, fruits where they quickly spoil. Those ones are fresh. Even those ones where they do meat on the side too, I think they are also called fresh. I don't know. I'm not so it's not my field, but you can build a career in that line. You can walk up to those people. You see, if you are determined, though, you go see work, or you can start by interning in those organizations. From there, they feel just hire you as full time, right? So that's one thing you should consider. They look for floor supervisors. Now also they look for merchandisers. Merchandisers are also very, very needed in all these supermarket stores. They look for merchandisers who can actually speak to customers and tell them what they are looking for, or explain a particular product for them so that they can know what exactly to buy, or where what they are looking for, the section where it actually is. That's the work of a merchandiser when you enter a supermarket store, right? So you can also diversify your career there. And I can tell you, if today you start as a merchandiser, tomorrow you become a floor supervisor. That's the career path. You see, today you start as a merchandiser, you do merchandiser maybe for 6 months. They see that you are very good. They make you head the merchandiser department. When you head it, before you know what, they will move you to become floor supervisor. We can be heading fresh, maybe fresh supervisor, or the commodities section, where the general commodity department of that particular supermarket store. These merchandisers are paid between, maybe sometimes depending, 40k to 60k. They get paid. Then those who become floor supervisors, of course, their pay is like normal graduates, pay like 150, thereabouts. So Then one other career path you can also look at as a graduate or non-graduate is waiters. Waiters are also very important in the hospitality industry. Waiters. So you can work as a waiter. You can develop your career as a waiter, working with a chef. You can learn to become a waiter in all these these hotels, top hotels in Lagos, and probably even outside Lagos or outside Nigeria. You know one thing, don't tell me you can't do it in Nigeria, because when you go abroad, you where they wrong go abroad, you will still sometimes end up doing this work, but in your country you don't want to do it and build a career in it. Why don't you start from your country and do this work and build a career in it? I remember when I attended GIS, Nigerian German Center for Jobs, Migration and Reintegration. They made us know that the rate at which people are leaving Nigeria for Jackpot thing is the same way people are returning into the country. So the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment says migration is your right, but make sure you do it right. Migration is your what? Is your right, but research and do it right. So even if you want to migrate today, learn these skills, learn this new career path, so that when you go there, to be easy for you to just fit into the country. If jackpot are waiting, you won't do. I don't know if you get my point. So see, the cocoa is, you want to put a food on your table, you want to build a career path, you want to become somebody of substance, you want to become a solution provider. These are the areas, these are the new career paths. They are very unpopular career paths in Nigeria. They're not the usual marketing manager, HR, tech. They're not the usual data analytics career path that we all know. But this career path, people are making money out of it. People are building houses out of it. Even those chefs, guess what? Some of those organizations send them out of the country for training, and they bring them back to Nigeria. Some of them, I know some of them who I tried to recruit, who had gone to Paris to go and learn some continental food and came back to work for the organization. What are we saying here today? If you are looking for a job, and where you are, you're tired of it, switch. Maybe this unpopular career path may just be one that will end up making you a person of what in future. Let me look through and see if I have any other career path that I have not talked about. Okay, so for me, that's it basically. I think I've touched on most of them. Okay, yeah. So another thing again is caregivers. Oh, thank you. Thank God I look at my small notes. This note, you see how rough it is, but a lot of things are actually written on it. My son made this, he made this book. He made this booklet, so I stole it. I stole it from him. So anyway, now caregiving. Guess what? Caregiving is another career path that fresh graduates or graduates should look into. Caregiving is not just for nurses. You go abroad and you still do that same caregiving. You still do it. So why can't you do it here in Nigeria? Why can't you do it? They are paying well. I have schools who are paying like up to 150, 100,000, 150, 80K for this same caregiving roles. So please, if you're a female, they like to hire majorly females. I have a school that hires caregivers, and they pay them very well. So because guess what, expatriates come and take the same job, and they do it in your country. They take your jobs from you. So why don't you stand up as a graduate and walk into those schools, probably on the highland in VIA, like you tell them that you're a caregiver. So there are courses you can do for caregiving research. I think there is a caregiving school in somewhere in, I think Bagada, I'm not sure, but somewhere around there. Google caregiving certification in Nigeria. Where can I do caregiving training? In Lagos. I'm sure Google will help you to bring something out. It may just be that you pay 50K for the training. I beg, if you want hustle, do the thing, do so that after that particular training, you can definitely go and start your career in caregiving, and I'm sure that you will not regret it. Because guess what, as a caregiver, so you start your career today as a caregiver, right? You do your training, you go for training, maybe like 6 months, not even, but let's just say 3 months training or say a month or two training, right? You do the training. After the training, then they take you to work either in a house, in a house, and pay you like 250k, pay you 150 or 100k, or you go to a school and get a job as a nanny in those schools, right? Probably a preschool in Lagos or any other place in the country that pays well, right? So you get the caregiving job. If you do the caregiving job probably for one session or 1.5 session or probably one term, and you do it well, guess what? You even have them integrating you into the school as a teacher. Before you know what, tomorrow you become a teacher. Before you know what, someone who, they will integrate you to become a maybe class teacher, assistant teacher, or teaching assistant, in that particular class, maybe in that particular class. Before you know what, you are growing to become a full-time preschool teacher, and before you know what, your career as a teacher is already expanding. This brings me to another career path, which is teaching. Gone are the days where we say that teachers' reward is in heaven. Guess what? Today teachers are earning well more than you, that you think that you are doing IT, you are doing tech. I'm not condemning any career path. My husband is a tech guy, so I won't condemn any career path. I'm just saying that teachers now, their reward is no longer in heaven. Their reward now is here on earth. They are already eating their reward right here on earth. Most of the teachers I hire, I don't think I've hired a teacher that is taking in Nigeria that is earning less than 150k. I don't think I have. I don't even think I've hired a teacher that is earning less than 150k. I don't even think so. I don't think so. Usually between 150k, 200, 250. If I when they call their money, I fear. I say, teacher, they collect this kind of money, that kind of thing. So I'm telling you, like, seriously, don't forget this real career part. This real career talk with Moyo. That's why I'm being real with you. Teachers are collecting 250k, 300. You see them calling the amounts, though most of them have the experience already. Even the ones where be the ogbologbo inside, we don't take like 10 years experience, 8 years experience, they will cost 600k, 500, 1 million. I'm not joking. They'll tell you 1 million with a car attached with pay for my accommodation, this and that. See, gone are the days. Teachers reward now that they chop them for this earth. So the thing is, whatever career path you are choosing, build on it. Get probably a certification in that career path, and gradually build. Today you may start as an intern or a volunteer, but when you start, it may be 30,000 they will give you. When I started my career, I worked in a consulting firm. I collected 20,000 naira. In less than a year, they moved me to 40,000. From 20, they doubled it to 40k. Before I left, I got 2 other offers in different organizations, right? So that's life. I'm talking about 12 years ago. So that's life. That's life. You will never remain on the same spot. But you see, today people want to do everything. They want to fast. They want to hit it. It doesn't work that way. I get it. They say Rome was not built in a day. Step by step. Take the first step, second step, third step, like that. Your life will change. Your career path will blossom. So it's time to reconsider your career path in line with the Nigerian labor market environment. That is what I've tried to do today. I've tried to convince you and try to give you advice on why you should consider the labor market, employability skills in Nigeria that is actually needed, and see how you can pivot your career path to suit that particular environment. If you listen to this video to the end and you got to this stage, please don't forget to drop your comments, like, share. Okay, I want to read from you, and I want to hear from you, and I want to answer all your questions. And you can also send me an email to hello@moyosolalalekan.com. I'll also like to hear from you. Please, no scammers. I'm sorry, no scammers. All right.